Hello, so part 2 of plant anatomy. I wanted to take a pause from part 1 so that you could let your glue dry before you finish the more tedious parts of the inside of the reproductive parts of plants. So with that said, we have this again. So you have the outside, the basic parts of the plant. Now we're going to talk about what goes on inside of the plant itself. And so I went ahead and cut my parts up. And I went ahead and did the pistil part, which is the female part, and the male part is the stamen. So my stamen's here, my pistil's here, so I cut up my pipe cleaners. And so this really does take some time and some patience. So if you, first of all, need to know that the stigma is the brown, blue pom-pom that you have. And it attaches to the style, which is a longer piece of pink pipe cleaner. So you glue one to the other, and it kind of goes in the center back. And this is where you just need to put a lot of glue and then hold it until it dries. So you glue it, hold it till it dries. You might try to glue this pom-pom onto this pipe cleaner first and let it dry, and then put your pipe cleaner on this inside the flower. So we have the stigma and style, and then we have also the ovary, which is another short piece of pipe cleaner that gets glued inside, just sitting down on the inside, the very base at the very bottom of the flower would be way down here. And what comes out of the ovary is seeds, and so I just included 3 little pink beads, and they would sit kind of above your pink ovary, and these are the seeds, or the ovules they're called. And so they sit inside the cupcake wrapper. And so with these two and that's all your female parts. Again, patience and gluing. They go kind of in the top middle of your cupcake wrapper. And then the male part, which happens to be the stamen, is you have only really 2 parts. You have the anther, which I cut up a yellow pipe cleaner into small little bits. The anther goes on top of the filament, which is an orange pipe cleaner. And again, I would try to glue the anther to the filament first, the yellow to the orange, let it dry, and then there's 5 on here that you're gonna do. I put 6 on my demo, and then you're gonna put them kind of in a half circle at the bottom of the inside of your flower. So this is kind of what attracts where pollen is produced, and that's attracting the bees, the pollen. The bees come and get the pollen, and then they go into the pistil, into this part, the stigma, and that's where the pollen lands, and then the pollen goes inside the filament all the way down to the ovaries, to the ovules, and you get reproduction in flowers. So when you're done and you've let it dry, it should look like this. And then notice that I put a plant includes the flower, the leaf, the stem, the roots, and what I use for each one. And then a definition of each one. And then on the right-hand side, a flower includes petals, and then sepals, pistils, and stamens, and what they do, a 1 or 2 word definition. So this is the plant anatomy, and this is what you need to do for that lab, and it's all contained within this Ziploc bag that says 3D flowers and your cardstock. And you'll use your glue, and you'll use your colored pencils to write with. And I think the only thing that I didn't include in there is scissors, and if you have better glue, I would use that. Otherwise, it's a fun project where you learn about the flower.